Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and I have power again. Kind of. We've jury-rigged all the power to come from this one room, and literally the rest of the house doesn't have power. Hopefully we've got an electrician coming tomorrow. But, now that we have power, we can do a much more in-depth dive into this content preview that I made a short on about an hour ago. So this is covering from tomorrow until the 20th of August, so not a big time frame. And we know that the meta is still currently going to go until the end of August, so there is always room for maybe even more content, because, the Lumi banner doesn't leave until the 29th. The other Summer Memories banners don't leave until the 29th, so that is when the meta will shift. So let's go back and take a look, and predictions and thoughts. So we have a new Hinata coming tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. We have a new Hanada. This time she actually looks to be in a swimsuit, because we had a water Hinata, we had a summer Hinata come out last year, and that was just the water Hinata, but she was not in a swimsuit, which directly contrasted the whole swimsuit meta with, Shuna and Shion and Rimuru. She just happened to be in this really good-looking armor, but she didn't really fit the whole summer bikini kind of, theme, right? So looks like this time they've actually made it so she does fit that theme, because we got some straps here, we got some cleavage down here. Hinata, did we need another Hinata? Maybe. It's been since February since we got the last one, so it's not like she's been overly frequent. But did we need a part 4 of this meta, right? We haven't had a 4-banner meta since OG Dark, which was the first meta. Apart from that, it's always been 3 banners, right? You'd have the double, Battle and Protector, Battle and Battle. 3 banners. Or you'd have a triple banner, and then 2 more banners, like the 1.5 anniversary had Velzard, Valentine, Guy, and then we had Violet, and then we had the Rimuru. For the 1 year anniversary, we had the Veldora, Milim, Rimuru, and then Shinsha, and then Diablo. So it's always been 3 banners. The fact that we have 4 banners means that they're really trying to milk the swimsuits, alright? Really trying to milk them. And I don't think the team needs another unit, right? It barely needed... Actually, it doesn't need Valentine. Like, I'm gonna be straight up real with you. Valentine's kit is so very lackluster for most scenarios that she feels unnecessary to bring in, right? 100% ult damage, cool, whatever, it stacks, alright? The 10% resistance down for Dark and Fire, oh, and the ult is only for Dark and Fire, so it, even more, limited. I don't care. It's not a good kit. It's not a good kit. And now they're trying to capitalize after dropping this Lumi. They're like, okay, we knew we fucked up. We gotta break the glass. And that glass is... Hinata? Okay, well, on one hand, I pray that she's much better than Lumi. Not nearly as restrictive. On the other hand, I hope she is as bad as Lumi. That way no one is really, willing to summon on her. I know Hinata has a lot of, fans here and there. I don't know how you guys partake, but based on this Lumi, not good. Let's keep Hinata not good, so it doesn't force people to be like, I need to summon for this Hinata, she's so good. We shall pray that that happens, right? And if she does end up being good, well then... Looks like people are summoning on a 4th goddamn summer banner, which I personally am not happy with, right? I wasn't happy with this Lumi. I would have been perfectly fine with just Milim, the trainee, and Shizu. The team ran fine. We've got Guy, we've got Violet. Yeah, they're not part of the summer meta, but they help that team do ridiculous amounts of damage, which this Lumi does not. Does not. So, we could have just stopped there. We could have just stopped there. But now they're milking it. So it is what it is, and we will find out her first skill in the preview on Twitter in about 7 or 8 hours or so at 4 a.m. my time. So we'll get a first taste. Oh, as for what she could do, I mean, she could give crits. She could be another crit unit. She could be our first Pierce ceiling unit, because on some runs where I'm trying to do a lot of damage in beatdown battle and we Pierce, instead of doing 1.2 million, I do 200,000. And it's real sad. So if we could have a unit that would seal insane amounts of Pierce resistance, that'd be cool, because we already have 2 units that seal crit resistance, being the old Water Hinata and the old Fire Millum. Only 2 units that can do that, and they haven't really come back to it. She could be a third crit ceiling unit, and they could just never give Pierce ceiling a proper skill, but hey, whatever. Typing, though, I mean, if she's going to fit on this team with Lumi, she's going to be Dark or Fire, and that's really not negotiable. So, Lumi was a Fire AoE, Millum was a Dark AoE, Shizu was a Fire single target. So, chances are she's going to be either a Dark single or a Dark AoE. Probably a Dark single is what I'm going to safely predict, because we already have a Fire single and a Fire AoE. We have a Dark AoE, and now we need a Dark single. So, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect out of this Hanada. They could give her a whole bunch of things, because, between Guy and Violet, we've got ult resistance down, crit damage, and crit rate, right? Lumi's giving the ult buff, technically. So this Hinata, in order to be properly usable on this team with Lumi, she better do a literal fuck ton to be halfway decent, all right? And replacing both Violet and Guy. So I have maybe way too high expectations for her, because I know this team can do much more with less meta units, less summer meta units. So those are my thoughts. You can let me know what you want this Hinata to do in the comments, what you expect her to be. We've got the 5-star Summer Memories Force characters, which is, again, just Shion and Shuna. They've been on 3 other banners now. We've got special ticket packs. We've got the normal basic packs with Reforged Stones, Hot Pots, 5 tickets, crystals. We've got the 10% rate ticket. That's pretty normal. We've got Defense Battle also coming tomorrow. So Defense Battle is you must live a certain amount of turns while clearing certain missions. Defense Battle is notorious for having the 2 worst missions in the game, being you must counterattack a certain amount of times and you must guard a certain amount of times. There are only a few units in this game that can help you do both, or even one at a time, right? If you have the Earth Golem Protector, you can get both missions done with just him, because he gives guard and counterattack rate. The Earth Benimaru Protector gives guaranteed counters. Dark Diablo 2.0, the Ebony Demon, he has guaranteed counterattacks if they hit him only. So it's kind of hit or miss if they're an AoE or they're going to have to target him. As far as guard, there are a few 3-star and 4-star protectors that can help you guard. Like the Light Shizu's Skill Fusion has a 70% chance to guard for allies, but again, it's not guaranteed. So if you don't have any units that can give you the guard or give you the counterattack, you're going to be kind of not happy about those missions, unless they take them out, which I don't think they will. So I think that you'll either have to fish for the guards and counters, which is possible, not fun, but possible, or just go without the missions and just play the event a few more times and get the crystals that you would have gotten from those missions to make up for it. You got to do what you got to do. We have the new it was previously announced a couple months ago that they were going to have a new kind of drama CD interaction kind of voiced cutscene event thing. We've had a few of these before already, and they've come and gone. This is just another one, but we do get 100 crystals just by doing it, and you literally have to do nothing but watch it. So it's free 100 crystals. We have Jubilee coming on Thursday, so not tomorrow, but Thursday night for me, Friday morning for people, that are in future time zones than me, and that goes until the 28th, so it'll be a full 10 days of Jubilee, which sometimes they don't give us that. So, and it's a turn limit boss battle, so it makes sense because they're AoE focused mostly. we can do a lot of damage here. So we'll have those videos going over the weekend, or testing will be begin on the weekend. We also have the Tempest Great Harvest Meat Dish Quest. So this was never called a Great Harvest. Like, the Great Harvest we have going now is a Great Harvest, right? Because you can choose what event you want to play, what food you want to do. It gives you increased drop rates for high-tier food stuff. Like, it gives you all these things. The normal, like, weekly, bi-weekly harvests were never called Great Harvests. So the fact that it says newly updated would lead me to believe that they're increasing the drop rate for the specific food items, and now everything going forward will be labeled a Great Harvest. So what's more, you can get 250 stamina from limited time missions. Normally this gave you 200 stamina as the event dropped up front. I don't know which one's better for players, whether it be, 200 up front or 50 over multiple clears. It really doesn't matter. But this isn't happening until next Sunday. So we've got quite a bit of time until this harvest drops, because we still have to wait for this current harvest to go away, and then give us a few days to recuperate our potions, and then drop this on us. But this is only for meat, right? So if you need characters who want meat dishes for extra Bond XP, this will be the stage. Or you just grind it now. So, it is what it is. And that's it. So, part 4, again, Hinata's got to do a lot in order for me to warrant telling people to summon on her. She's got to give crits, she's got to do everything that Guy and Violet does, but in one unit. Which is unreasonable to expect out of a single unit. Right? I realize this. Because the team isn't built for, like, double 80-point skills on one unit alone. Right? It's so... Okay, let's go into it. So, right now, the team that I run for maximum mommy damage out of Milim is this team. And we have 3 80-point skills. And it's a struggle to sometimes set that up, because you're not going to get full power out of Rimuru's buff, because you have to put it on Milim and hold it in the back for a turn, along with the weakness damage and Milim's own personal buff. So we're not going to ever see that 20% physical resistance down on the nuke, because it's not going to happen. Guy has to be used on the nuke turn, because the ult damage only lasts for one turn, regardless of where you are. We could put the crit on Milim, sure, and we can send her away, but then his ult buff would cost 100 points, then we really couldn't do it. And then Violet is the same way, where we could put the crit damage on Milim, sure, but then we miss out on the ult resistance down, which is a huge factor. So, Guy would be replaced by Valentine right now as the ult buffer, and then if we were to want to run Violet, we would need to swap physical Rimuru out for either the hero for crits or Fire Milim. So this is how the team would have to run, and now we're looking at 55, 55, 80, 55, and things are still really, really wonky. And so if we're now going to swap Violet for somebody else, and maybe have Ramirez here, then Hinata's going to have to be able to give crits, and give crit damage, and also give ult resistance down to, equal the same amount of DPS? I don't know how plausible that is. It's unrealistic, and I don't expect it out of her. I expect maybe 1 or 2 of those skills, but definitely not 3. Otherwise, she's going to be weird. And the last thing we have to talk about really throws a wrench into that. Because if we look at Valor Cup Season 10, all the way down at the new changes to the rules. Starting in Season 10, the soul cards in your hand at the start of battle will be changed to the following and fixed. 3 orange, 2 blue, and 1 green. So we have a triple orange convert, which currently does not exist in the game, which tells us really one thing. The next meta will be orange focused. And we haven't had an orange focused meta since Toa and the Fire 2.0 meta in December of last year. They don't really do orange metas a lot, because orange orbs inherently do not give you a lot of skill points, and do not give you a lot of protection gauge, so it's very, very hard to cycle protectors with them. You can get ults, no problem. Oranges give a fuck ton of ult damage, or ult gauge, which is fine for EX units, who are going to have EX ults and who need double gauges, that's fine. But if you can't cycle the Protector efficiently, you're going to be left having to use a whole bunch of skills to get orb changes going to either be orb changed to blue so you can cycle the Protector, or continue orb changing to oranges so you can keep forcing ults, but at the same time not really gaining points or protection gauge out of it. It's just a very funky setup that orange orbs are in. So the fact that this is the starting hand means that either Hinata will have that triple orange orb change, and then she will make absolutely no sense for the summer meta, or she will be built for the summer meta, and then whatever meta comes in at the end of August for September will be orange focused, and the first battle unit will be the triple orange changer, to be, you know, kind of like Guy and Megamine, but instead of changing 3 to 3 blues, it's changing to 3 oranges. Either way, like, if Hinata has it, garbage. If the new meta unit has it, they really gotta do some sort of skill that buffs orange gauges by like 80, 100% for like skill points protection gauge. You can leave the alt gauge increase from normal orange orbs. That's fine. But in order to make a good cycling, good working, well-rounded team, those orange orbs are gonna have to be buffed to hell to make any semblance of a usable meta, especially in this EX, especially with the anniversary now 2 months and change away. They're gonna try and bait you. This Hinata is another bait. The Valentine was a bait. This summer meta was bait. And I guarantee you the next 2 months of September and, you know, most of October are gonna be bait banners. But it can't be bait without the units being good, right? Valentine is not good bait. She's hot, but she's not a usable unit, right? This Hanada is going to be very dependent on what her kit is. The next 2 metas will be very dependent on what they do and how they work. We know we have an orange meta, which probably means that either the meta for most of October will be green focused or blue focused. And then whatever's not done is going to be the anniversary. So far, the half anniversary was blue focused. The 1 year was green, the 1.5 was blue, so it maybe it trends more towards the 2 anniversary being green focused again. We're really reaching right now for my ideas, but keep that in the back of your mind that they do rotate. They don't bring oranges very often. So they're kind of breaking it up because we've gotten green, blue, blah, blah, blah. We've only ever gotten blues and greens for the past, like, 8 months, right? So they need to throw a wrench in there somewhere. So just keep that in the back of your head. What metas will be focused on? What units did you have right now that can be good for a blue-focused team or a green-focused team? I don't know. There's not a lot of orange-focused units, sadly. Even the Fire Benimaru from the Toa banner changes oranges to green, so he's not really going to help much unless they do something funky again like that. But that's my rambling video. I'm going to go drive and pick up dinner because I can't cook anything in this house right now because literally only this room has power. Funny how that works. But let me know your thoughts down below about this starting hand, this triple orange orb change, this new Hinata coming in. Are the new rules posted for Valor Cup, actually? Let's take a look at that, too. Because that could also tell us something. Ranked Valor should be over now. Should being the keyword. Okay, so there's normal Valor rewards. Cool. Okay, so yeah, Season 10 begins. What is the new rule? When 120 skill points are used before the opponent, decreases all targets' physical attack resistance until the end of battle by 30%. And increases Soul of Secrets skill point increase by 50%. Okay, so now we know 2 things. 1, the next meta is definitely orange focused. And 2, they will be physical. Alright? Because there's no point in lowering physical resistance if the incoming meta isn't actually physical. So, 2 physical metas in a row. Right? We have the Milim, and now we're going to have whatever comes next. So, and then we have the skill point buff for greens, just automatically. Which then leads me to think that whatever orange meta is coming is not going to buff skill point gain inherently. Maybe on the protector. I don't know. Now it's a crapshoot. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of all this incoming stuff. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.